Hey everybody, I'm Sylvia the Crafty Old Lady, and I hope you are doing well. I hope you're happy, healthy, and safe. So I have started a new journal for spring. This is my cover, and these are my signatures, which I will show more of later. But what I wanted to do, and I did in this signature put down a napkin, one of the white backs of the scrapbook paper, so I thought that came out pretty good. But I also want to make some pockets with these two napkins. I thought it would be really cute to have, you know, like a corner pocket. And this is also, I'm going to make it kind of into a corner pocket. So this has a hole in it, so I'm not going to use that side. But oh, that one came right off all by itself. Look at that. I see it has some holes in it though. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to have to use this guy here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the bunnies on this side are not good. So we won't be using those anyway. But I do want to kind of maybe make a side pocket. Maybe that is what I'll do. So I'm going to get my scissors and just cut wider than I actually want it to be, so I can get it good and straight later. So that's going to go on there. I'm going to back these up with the white cardstock here. And hopefully, I know it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I would like there to not be too many wrinkles. And I think this one is going to come up off by itself too. Usually I need to use a little bit of tape. This one's already splitting apart, but there we go. Usually I need a little tape to pull off the other layer, but these are coming right off. So, even just one napkin gives you 4 corner pockets. So anyways, let's go ahead and cut out one of these corners. Are you in an area where there was a big snowstorm? We up here in upstate New York didn't get it. But my sons in New York City and New Jersey did get it. So, what I'm going to do is just start putting glue down on here. And then, when it's dry, I'm going to trim it off right at about here. So I don't actually need to put glue on the whole thing. Oh, let's get my gluing paper here. Oops. I also have some doilies I want to do something with. And I also have a whole bunch of vintage zippers, which I thought I might try to do something with in this journal. I don't know what though. And of course I put more glue on it than I needed to. I hate when I do that. Wasting. I'm talking and then I lose track of what I'm doing. Okay, let's see how... Gotta get that butterfly on there. This is gonna be wrinkled. Darn it! Tried so hard. Oh, it's coming up though. Maybe I can get it a little bit better than I thought. Not too bad. Alright, so we got that one. Do I have enough room over here? Could move it over just a little bit, and that way I'm not using 2 different pieces of cardstock. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below if you went through the big blizzard of 26. Okay, so let's move this out down here a little better. Actually, not bad. Up here, wrinkles are mostly down at the bottom. That's okay. When that dries, I'll cut that out and we'll figure out where we're going to put them in the book. And I also have these two doilies that, I think this is the right side. I need to fold this way. I thought this could be a page topper. And I was actually thinking about putting this on my front cover of my first signature, but that's kind of in the way. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about this being in the way. Oh, here. This one, there's nothing on the cover. Maybe I could put it on this cover. Oh, and I see that's damaged a little bit there, which I had not. Is that the back? That's the back. Holy smokes, I never sewed this one on. That is so weird. Okay, so this is actually the front. And I don't think that's going to work unless I took this off, which I don't want to do. So I'll have to figure out something else with that. But anyway, I will wait for this to dry and then I'll come back. Alright, everything is dry, and this one I'm going to have to cut out by hand, and I'm a little nervous because I don't want to mess up the scallops. And I'm notorious for not being great at cutting things out. So I just tried Better Goods plant-based mac and cheese, and I like their plant-based, like, shredded cheese a lot. But, ooh, this mac and cheese I thought was disgusting. So I'm actually going to try to see if I can get my money back, because it's got like a money back guarantee there. I've never done that before, but I'm going to see if I can do it. So that's cut out good. I think this one I'm going to cut out on my cutter, my brand new cutter, which I really like, but for some reason it was getting things dirty on the bottom, and I don't know why. I haven't figured that out yet. So I think we're going to go here. And it's a little awkward because it's so big. And then to here. Oh, the top too, I guess I need to cut off a teensy bit. So that's going to be my side pocket, and I think I am going to, like, there's a bubble in there. Darn it. Ink around the edges in pink. So I ordered this dusty pink, or tattered rose, and I thought it was going to be this size. It was this size. Is that crazy or what? So anyway, actually maybe I'll do this one in blue. Like, yeah, it's not exactly the same shade of blue, but it'll do. Okay, so that's inked in blue, and I'm going to ink this one in the tattered rose, and I'm not sure I actually like it as much as I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be more pinky, and it seems kind of like peachy to me. So it's definitely peachy. So I'm still on the search for a nice pink ink. I have this one, as some of you might know, and it's a little bit too bright for me. Almost fluorescent, I think, sometimes. Oh, gotta get this side. And then we gotta figure out where we're gonna put them in the journal. I am doing some of my decorating before I install my signatures. So, I think I just had a thought that it might be too big, but it's going to be fine. And I think I'm going to put it, and this is going to be my first signature. So I have a polka dot page there, I think. And then there's, of course, I did the other side of the polka dot page too. I don't think there's anything else in here. So I think I could do it this way, but then it's going to be too long, so it has to go this way. And it might be better on a page that doesn't have a tab sewn onto it. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down like this. Use my Fabri-Tac. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like in all the glues I get, they're making them not as good as they used to. Like, a lot of times this isn't sticking very long for me lately. And the same thing with the Scotch glue stick. I don't think, maybe they've changed their formula? I don't know, but I kind of have noticed a difference. Now when this dries, I will cut out the corner, and we should be good to go. I can tuck some things in there. And now, in the last signature, which will be this one. This one's the middle signature. I'm going to put this one in. And I'm thinking, same thing, I did polka dots on here too. And I think I'm going to have to use a page where there's no tab either, but it seems like they all have tabs. Oh, here, we can put it on this one. This one's got no tab. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, just put it on two sides. I still have a lot of pages left in my January and February journal, so I'm probably going to get a lot of March in there. Because February's been kind of a boring month for us here. Haven't been doing much. I haven't taken many pictures. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And then in the middle signature, I thought I would figure this out. And I do think I'll decorate it a little bit more after I get it glued in. But I think it's going to be a teensy bit too big. And I don't really want it on a white paper because you won't notice it. So maybe this one? Then you're kind of covering up the flowers. Let's keep going and looking. Maybe like here. That would work. Of course, on this side it is going to be white on white. That's alright. I guess on any of them it would have been white on one side. But let's go ahead and do that. First thing I'm going to do is just this part. I gotta kind of have to go in there to get it to stay. This is going to be so hard to tack down. Oop. Need to move it down a little bit. Alright. Alright, so that's attached now. And this part is all still loose, but we'll worry about that later. I've got all my buttons over here in the corner. I guess you can't see them. All my buttons for the signatures are there. And I am going to glue them or sew them in very soon. But I do want to figure out something with this. I saw somebody use it in a junk journal once, and I've got to figure it out. Now this came from James Way. James Way was a store in upstate New York in the 80s and early 90s, and then it went out of business. So that's definitely vintage. Alright, so we got this down, and we'll be back when we have some more progress to go. Alright, so the last thing that I want to do before I sew in my signatures is make a fabric flip. This is part of the same fabric that is on the cover, but it's a different scene. It's got a leaping deer and a fox. And then I'm going to sew this across the top. I think, well, I'm probably not going to sew it because I don't want to cover over these pretty flowers with stitches. So I think I'm going to just try gluing that on. I'm going to get my fabric scissors. Oh, and also I want to do some stamping on some of the pages before I sew in the signatures. So I'm going to just find a page for this. Maybe I'll do it right here. And I'm going to just put a string of glue, a line of glue right here for the fabric. And then another line of glue for the lace. This is vintage lace. A long time ago, a few years ago, glue glob. I bought a sewing box, like a mid-century sewing box. And inside was all kinds of goodies. I only paid $40 for it, and I wasn't expecting there to be anything in it. But there was, and this is one of the items that was in it. And now I have to get rid of this glob when it's drier, a little bit drier. So, and then under the fabric flip, I don't know, maybe I'll put a writing spot or a picture, or I don't know. So that's for that page. And then some stamping. I have some, animals and such. So for the stamping, I'm just going to use, I was going to say I was going to use this ink, but I might use some pink or other colors for some of the flowers. But for here, I might use purple for the dragonfly, actually. I'm going to stamp some deer on this page. And I'm just going to stamp them all willy-nilly around the page. Upside down. Sideways. Oops. Some right side up. And some are going to go like half off the page as soon as I find a scrap paper to use. Such as, like here we're just going to see some legs. Maybe up here we'll see an upside down head, like that. And I think we'll put one kind of over here halfway on, like this. So that's how that page is going to look. I think that's cute. And then over on this side, maybe I'll do a flower. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and use this pink. Maybe we'll do a rose. I think this is a rose. Hopefully it comes out good. Kind of faint. That's better. I like to do something with my white pages so that they're not just white. Alright, I think we could use another one right over here. Now we'll do some off the edge. Okay. Off this edge. Over here. Actually, I think we could use a full one there. And then maybe a half of one here. And half of one down here. And so I'm going to continue doing that on 2 pages in each signature. So this is how this one came out. Unfortunately, the dragonfly, I kept getting the circle in there, you know, like around the edges. I don't know why. Must not be as deep as these. And then this is the bird and the squirrel. So that's it for that, and I think we're ready to just go ahead and sew in the signatures now. So this is what the spine looks like now. I realized that I had missed getting a page caught in the strings, so I had to do this signature over again. And then when I got to the last signature, there was supposed to be a scrapbook paper in the middle, but this was in the middle, And so I ended up just putting an envelope in the middle, and I have no idea where the missing paper is, the missing page in the signature. So I don't know what happened, if I maybe put it in one of the other signatures, because I don't see it laying around anywhere. But anyway, this is what my journal is going to look like. But I also have one last finishing touch, and that is I want to take this other vintage trim and put it like this. And I think that will be my finishing touch on the cover. I'm not putting anything else on the cover. I have had this fabric for years, and I've made many a baby book with it. And I kept saying, I want to make my own journal with that fabric. And I finally did after all these years. I don't know what took me so long to do it. But here we have, I finally have my little nature spring journal ready to go. And now I'm just going to do my last finishing touch to the cover. I'm going to measure out how much of this I need. And we'll glue it on. I hope you enjoyed this video. It wasn't what I would consider to be a tutorial by any means, but I did want to show you a little bit about the process of putting buttons on the spine. I pretty much put buttons almost in every one of my spines because I love how pretty it looks so much. Oops. I got a little extra glue there. Let's see how it looks on the other side. Whoops. I might need to put some clothespins on there. Looking good. I think I will just quickly add a little clothespin here and there for it to dry. Whoops. Get on there. I moved it a little bit. Oh my gosh. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, and then down at the bottom. Then we'll do the other side. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't already, I would love that. And hopefully you'll stick around and visit the channel again. And whoops. And we can get to know each other a little bit. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments below. Get some more of this glue on here. And there we have it. Have you had a long, hard winter or a good winter? I think I made this too big. It's been a pretty long, hard, cold winter up here in upstate New York. I was saying earlier in the year that the winters aren't as hard as they used to be, and then all of a sudden, bam! They got harder. So let's take these clothespins off. That's going to look so cute. And then I'm just going to wrap a pink ribbon around it for the closure. I find that I don't really need closures on my covers that much. There. Look how big and chunky this one's gotten. And I still have a lot of pages left. I thought I'd be done using this by the end of February. We have 2 more days of February, and I've got about at least 10 pages in there, maybe more. Okay, so I'm going to leave these clothespins on there for a little while. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.